Video number 215, multiplication, the commutative property, multiples, factors, and remainders, or multiple factor and remainder. All right. 3 times 5, 3 times 8, 3 times 11. What does that mean? It means 3 rows of 5, 3 rows of 8, 3 rows of 11. So you're going to add 3 5s together to get 3 times 5 and so on. Same thing with the 4s, except you have 4 of them rather than 3. Here's how it all looks. 3 rows of 5 is 3 5s added together. This is the definition of multiplication. It's a shortcut when you want to add the same whole number multiple times, hence the word multiplication. Okay? So 4 12s, you take 4 12s, add them together, 48. You're all done. All right. Now, there is a, you're going to want to know these times tables 1 through 12 at a minimum in a very quick time. I have fluency worksheets on the blog, so please do head over there and print them out, practice them, make modifications to the worksheets, change the numbers a little bit, and time yourself. Try to get the time that's required for you to be considered fluent or have fluency. All right, why is 3 times 5 equal to 5 times 3? This, ladies and gentlemen, is called the commutative property. They call it the commutative property because it doesn't matter if you're going into downtown or if you're coming downtown back. Either way, it's the same distance. So therefore, 3 times 5 equals 5 times 3. In this case, they're both 15. And if you were to take the number 15 and break it up into 5 pieces, each of those 5 pieces would be a value of 3. 5 rows of 3. Here, you have 15 broken up into 3 pieces. So you'll have 15, that's 3 pieces. Each piece has 5. So therefore, 3 times 5 and 5 times 3 are both 15. Let's take a look at the number 12. Okay, go ahead and count them up. Make sure there's 12. If you divide that 12 into 3 pieces, each of those 3 pieces has 4 objects in it. If you divide up 12 into 4 pieces, each of those 4 pieces is a value of 3, hence 3 times 4 and 4 times 3 are both 12. You could also break the 12 up into 2 pieces, each containing 6 objects. That's 12. And of course, look at this. You can break the 12 up into 6 pieces, each containing 2. So therefore, you end up with 12 either way. Now, what if we try 5? Okay, so we take that number 12 and divide it into pieces where each piece has a value of 5 objects in it. Well, you have 1 set of 5, 2 sets of 5, but then you have 2 extra. This leads us to a number of vocabulary words in basic mathematics. We can now say that 12 is not a multiple of 5, as of course we could say earlier here that 12 is a multiple of 6 and 12 is a multiple of 2. But 15 here is not a multiple of 5 because if you use 5 over and over again, you're going to land on 10 and then you're going to land on 15. So it'll skip over 12, which means 12 is not a multiple. That also means that 5 is not a factor of 12. You cannot take the number 12 and divide it up into 5 pieces, or likewise you cannot take 12 and divide it so that each piece is worth 5, because you'll end up with 2 extra. Upon dividing by 5, the remainder is 2. So there's another vocabulary word, remainder. So 12 divided by 5 will give you, look at this, 1, 2, remainder 2. So that's why we would end up saying that 12 divided by 5 has a remainder of 2. All right, so that's the basics of multiplication, the commutative property, factors, multiples, and remainders.